My name is King T'Challa, son of King T'Chaka. I am the sovereign ruler of the nation of Wakanda. And for the first time in our history, we will be sharing our knowledge and resources with the outside world. Wakanda will no longer watch from the shadows. We cannot. We must not. We will work to be an example of how we as brothers and sisters on this earth should treat each other. Now more than ever, the illusions of division threaten our very existence. We all know the truth. More connects us than separates us. But in times of crisis, the wise build bridges, while the foolish build barriers. We must find a way to look after one another as if we were one single tribe.
Hey everyone, it's Area of Effect with another out-of-the-box build, this time another Stamina Nightblade. The first time I've done a similar build back-to-back, and there's a reason for that. While experimenting with the other previous build, the Master of Agony build, I came across some things that I thought would be awesome to put together. Check out this in 1.1 second, almost 80,000 damage. You can do more. I didn't have all crits. This is basically a one-shot, well, more like a rapid 1 second combo snipe bow build. Look at the weapon damage, over 6,000. We've got over 11,000 penetration, 28,000. You could get that stamina to 30. I have to transmute 2 pieces. I just didn't use the stones. Our Vatashran Greatsword is going to be on our two-handed bar. It's Nern honed, and we're pretty much using this mostly for the stack of frenzied momentum with rally, so we can get 300 weapon damage and spell damage from this and just kind of ride on it. We don't have to consume with a heavy attack and get that 7,000 plus physical damage, although I have done it depending on the scenario and what's going on. But if you look at rally there, I'm casting it. Now look at there's a 3, then a 4, the right symbol, the red symbol, it's a 6, 7, 8, and then we can keep going. Now we can consume it after 5, but now we're at 10, so we get 300 weapon and spell damage just passively now, constantly from that, and we just keep it up. Now when we do a fully charged heavy attack right here, see the stones burst from the ground like an earthquake. We just consumed it. We lost our stacks. Now we have to build them back up with any stamina ability. And you see that the red symbol again is climbing. It's 8, 9, and then 10. So we're full. We're at 300. All right, the next piece of gear, 5-piece set, Archer's Mind. We want divines if we can. Max dam, crit, increases your critical damage and healing by 8%. That's at all times, but then increases it by an additional 16%, okay, while you are sneaking or invisible. So 16 plus 8, that's going to be 24%. We are Nightblade, so we get that hemorrhage passive for an additional 10% crit damage. That's going to put us to 34%. And then we are a Khajiit, which we get 12% more crit damage and healing as a Khajiit. So that's going to put us at 46%. And if you add the base 50% additional damage for a crit hit, 50 that everybody has without damage modifiers or raising that with munduses or any kind of gear, we have 46% adding to that 50, so we're at 96% crit damage. There is a cap at 125, so we could push that further, but I found a sweet spot, and we'll get into that in a minute. The next 5-piece set was the Fire. It's a heavy armor set, but it has stamina traits, weapon and spell damage, stamina, crit, and when you deal damage with a weapon ability, this could be the swing of our sword or a snipe, we're going to deal an additional 4,000 flame damage. This can occur every 2 seconds, so pretty much every snipe with the with the cast time of snipe. But again, that can crit, and half the time will crit for close to 8,000 damage, if not more. If you look at the tooltips of everything, slow it down right here. There's 5 numbers. It's with the combo. It's with the snipe, with the light attack, with the glyph, with the set of the fire, and it's with Magnum Shot, which we haven't gotten into yet because you can sneak one in. But that is kind of what we're doing and why we wanted to use the fire. Check this out. Look at those numbers. I know there's icons above kind of getting in the way, but you can see it there. I'll slow it down later on a nice shot. So we've got the heavy pieces where we can. We got them on our jewelry. Like I said, these are healthy, so I haven't transmuted the healthy pieces to robust for stamina or infused for more weapon damage, and you could. But this bow, the Vatashran's Perfected Bow, comes out of Vatashran Hollows, passively gives us an additional 103 weapon and spell damage, but increases the damage of snipe based on your distance. Basically, the closer you are, you're going to deal 33% more damage with that single attack at 3 meters, and the farther away you are, you get at least 5% bonus damage. So you're getting 5% at minimum additional damage to your snipe. And we're going to break down, don't worry, the combo with the skill section here. Let's jump in. All right, so starting with our main bar, the bow bar, we have, of course, snipe. It's 10,000 physical damage. You'll see the numbers will adjust as my weapon and spell damage fall off from different buffs as I just stand still. And I got to keep going down, as it's not my fault. It keeps going down and going down because right now we're using the vampire skill, and it's causing it, while it's active, to continue to toggle, and I'm sorry. But snipe is also going to give the enemy minor breach, reducing their resistances. So everything that follows the glyph, magnum shot, light attack, all of that will be even with more penetration than our 11,000. They'll have like 14,000. The next skill that I didn't speak properly in time of was Camouflaged Hunter, and having this slotted is going to give us major savagery, increasing our crit chance, minor berserk if we hit him from behind, and also as a Fighter's Guild ability, kind of slightly increases our weapon and spell damage while slotted. The next skill, Magnum Shot. Now this one is also a CC, a stun. It's going to knock them back, which is just super fun to knock them off the edge if they're close to a cliff. But we're sneaking that shot in with our snipe. And then the next skill is Impale. It's a magicka-based skill, 44-28 damage up front. It's not very heavy there, but it's ranged. It's a ranged finisher. So after sniping the combo, as you'll watch in the video, I throw that knife, and it can deal an insane amount of damage to low health targets. They got to be below 25% health though. The next skill, of course, Shadowy Disguise. This is how we cloak. This is how we go invisible for 3 seconds. And the next direct damage attack that we use within 3 seconds after casting will guaranteed be a crit strike, which is why we are using it with snipe. We're guaranteeing we always have our snipe is a critical hit while shooting it from stealth. The ultimate on this bar is Soul Harvest. It deals almost 15,000 magic damage. That can crit if you're in stealth, obviously, but then for 6 seconds, any damage you deal on that target will be 20% higher. And also, while it's slotted, any enemy you kill on the bow bar, which is why we have it slotted on the bow bar, will give you 10 ultimate. So it's just a great way to kind of get a good bit of momentum, like a domino effect with this skill. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm casting stamina abilities to raise my Vatashran weapon and spell damage stack of 300. Okay, and then I'm going to go behind in stealth, and there you see almost 30,000. And now the attacks from stealth are going to be much higher. Look at these numbers. I slowed them down like I said I would. That is the combo. If you want to go ahead and pause it through there, you'll see the damage we can deal. That was 1 second. As you saw in the earlier portion of the clip, 1.1 second in the video. The next bar, the two-handed bar, Power Extraction. This is going to cost stamina. It deals damage up front over 8,000. When it crits, we get weapon and spell damage from Major Brutality and Major Sorcery, which we don't really need. We already get that from Rally. But we get Minor Courage from this, which is going to increase our weapon and spell damage by almost 300. So it's just another way to get our weapon and spell damage higher for our snipe attacks. Also, the pink effect on the enemy reduces their weapon and spell damage by over 400, so it makes everybody around weaker. The next skill, Resolving Vigor, it's a heal, almost 30,000 health over 5 seconds, and we get Minor Resolve and Minor Ward, increasing our resistance by almost 3,000 for 20 seconds. So again, you saw stamina recoveries as well on the jewelry. We got healing and we have stamina recovery and a high amount of health, and we're using the food is the Orzoga's Smoked Bear Haunch for a lot of magicka recovery as well, so we can cloak and heal, and there's a lot of sustain in this build as well, instead of being a complete glass cannon. Now this one, Sated Fury, it's a vampire skill. We keep our vampirism at stage 2 for the 300 weapon and spell damage we get while coming out of invisibility. But with this one, while it's active, this skill will drain our health, but it stacks up to 5, increasing our weapon and spell damage. You see there's a white square around the B button. That's Sated Fury. It's actually hurting me, but we're getting 300 weapon and spell damage at all times while it's active. Just another 300, making our snipe more powerful. Now we can consume it, turn it off, and get a big burst of healing back, depending on how long it's been active. And you'll see in the PvP clips, I've done that for a big burst of healing. The next skill is Rally, Major Brutality, Major Sorcery, weapon and spell damage by 20%. Gives us Minor Endurance, increasing our stamina recovery. And then we get a heal over 5,000, but it could be more. It's going to scale upward depending on how long Rally has been active. If you let it run its full course and just run out, it'll be as large as it can be, but you can cast it, recast it slightly earlier to get a smaller heal when you need it. The next skill, Relentless Focus, this has a stack effect as well, up to 300 weapon and spell damage after 5 light attacks while it's active. It's active for a minute. The tooltip of the disease damage has changed since I first pulled up the screen. It was almost 20k. So what happens is you can sit on it, or you can consume the ability with Spectral Arrow and deal an insanely large amount of damage, especially if you're up close. You get healing back from the damage, but it's a great way to get a big chunk of healing and also deliver a big blow, especially if you go in stealth for it and guarantee it's a crit hit. So build up my Vatishran, go into stealth and consume Spectral Arrow. There it was, 34, almost 35,000. Now I go from behind because I've got some passes where I deal more crit damage in the champion points, which we will get into in a minute, while from somebody's flank or the side. So 3 sides out of 4, to be honest. So, but anyway, that is the regular skills, and then we'll jump into, once I build up here, the ultimate, which is going to be Soul Tether. Deals almost over 16,000 magic damage, stuns all enemies around you, deals damage over time, almost 3,000 per second, while also healing you, and offers a synergy to allies nearby. This is a great way to deal a big burst of AoE damage while also an AoE crowd control stun, and it's just a nice way to pop out of stealth if you want to up close and personal. And look at that, almost 30k. It's insane. The amount of damage on this build is insane, especially when you can guarantee crit hits from stealth, and our crit out of stealth is almost 50% anyway. Let's jump into the CP distribution now. Starting with the blue trees, Untamed Aggression. It's going to increase our weapon and spell damage by an additional 150. That's also going to apply to our healing. Endless Endurance, it's going to give us more max stam, 1300. We want to get towards that 30k, and like I said, you could if you transmuted those fire jewelry pieces. Backstabber, 10% additional crit damage to enemies from behind. So that's going to put us to 106%, by the way, on top of our 96. And Fighting Finesse, 8% additional crit damage and healing done. So that's going to bring us up to 114% bonus crit damage, which is pretty close to the 125% cap, which is why we went with a set like the Fire as another 5-piece set versus something like Medusa, the craftable set called Order's Wrath for more crit damage. You know, Minor Force, Major Force, we're not really dipping into those pots. I did try it, and it was like diminishing returns because of that cap. So instead, we'd rather have like Magnum Shot, a Glyph, and the set of the Fire, all dealing that 114% crit bonus than one big focused aim that's going to deal, you know, pretty much a capped diminishing return bonus damage. So the red trees here, Rejuvenation, going to get 90 magicka health and stamina recovery at all times. Fortified is going to give our resistances a big boost. Boundless Vitality, we got just more max health there. And the first one I missed at the top was Sustained by Suffering, 150 health, magicka, and stamina recovery while under the effects of a negative effect. That's at all times in PvP, believe me. So that is what we got there for the CP distribution, and that's going to wrap up this build video. The Black Panther build, basically a one-shot build, but it's kind of a combo all within a rapid 1-second time frame. If you like this build and you want to see more, head on over to my channel. I've got plenty of builds on there, all classes, all roles, something for everybody for sure. Don't be afraid to leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of the build, what you would do differently. Please like, share this video, subscribe if you haven't already. That would definitely help this channel continue to grow and promote more and more content. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Area of Effect signing out.